Well, Orange fans, we ran that big gauntlet. Just barely, I should say. Barely's not the word for it. And also, on my quick hits, a look at a thing of women's fashion and my tribute to the greatest female singer of my generation. Well, last week I expected this was going to be a killer gauntlet, Orange fans. I mean, 3 big opponents in 5 days. And I mean, we hoped there would be 30,000 in the dome for when our old friends from D.C., our old rivals, the Georgetown Hoyas, were going to be there. But you know, we were just shy of 30,000. And the thing is, I will say, it was darn lucky that we won that game. Because let's face it, our shooting was terrible against the Hoyas. Boy, we were putting up a lot of bricks from the field. But I will say, there was a knock on our team because we didn't really have one go-to guy. Well, you know, our super senior from Canada, Chris, Mary, and Joseph, stepped into that role against Georgetown. Boy, did he step into that role, especially when it went into overtime. He hit that three-pointer, and that sealed the win for the Orange. Although our defense and bad shooting by the Hoyas right at the end helped seal it, we escaped with a 64-61 win against the Hoyas. And hopefully, this isn't the last time we're going to play Georgetown. I know it won't be the last time. Even though when we go to the ACC, I think the schedule makers will still find a way to have our friends from D.C. play us. Because let's face it, that and the other rivalry that was played the same night, the Tobacco Road rivalry, are two of the best rivalries in college basketball. And let's face it, another great rival we played several days later on Saturday when Connecticut came into the Dome. That's another rivalry I hope doesn't end. Even though I will say, get well soon, Jim Calhoun. I miss seeing him on the bench with the Huskies. As you know, him and Boeheim are two of the great old men of college basketball. Although I shouldn't say old men. Let's just say they've been around the block a few times. And I will say, for a while the Huskies stayed right with the Orange. But the Orange just had too much. Especially when Oriaki there for the Huskies got into foul trouble pretty early. And also Drummond turning his ankle. Because right in the last part of the second half, our talent went out and we pulled away to a convincing 85-67 win over Connecticut. Of course, this isn't the last time we play him this year. We play him right at the end of the season in Connecticut. But the game everybody was waiting for happened last night. A team that has had Syracuse's number. We traveled down to good old bluegrass country, right to the home of the Kentucky Derby. That's right. It's our old friend, Rick Pitino, a former assistant under Boeheim, and the Cardinals. And Louisville has had Syracuse's number. They had won 7 in a row. And I will say this. Thank God for C.J. Fair, and thank God for our defense. It was another pitiful shooting performance, especially from beyond the arc. 1 for 15. Heck, Arinze Anawaku didn't shoot that bad. Of course, that was for free throws. But what defense right there at the end, and what a gutsy performance by the Orange and C.J. Fair in a hostile environment. Because as the brands that sponsor Louisville's home arena says, yum, we got out of there. Of course, that's the parent company of Kentucky Fried Chicken, Pizza Hut, and others. But we escaped the Yum Center with a 52-51 win over Pitino and the Cardinals. And guess what? it's a little bit of an easy stretch now. Syracuse can relax a little bit till Sunday. Because Sunday we go into another place that's tough to win. I don't know what they call it. It's some type of acronym. But we go play Rutgers in their home arena. The Yak or the Rack or whatever it is. But Rutgers is going to be a tough opponent. So Syracuse can relax a little bit until game time, but don't relax against the Scarlet Knights. Because, you know, we go down there and we don't want to piss Scat away, if you know what I mean. And now, a few quick hits. First, a tribute to a fallen singer. Boy, it was a real shock when Whitney Houston was found dead and I heard about it. I was listening to a song by Sheena Easton at the time, who was another great singer of that era, when I found out the news about Whitney Houston. Boy, we're sorry. That was one shocker, and I will say, she had the voice, a booming voice. Mariah Carey did come a few years later, but Whitney, you were a grand dam during the 80s, and I take my hat off to you. My next quick hit is all about that coach there from New York Central Schools. Be doing that thing, saying that chant or being insensitive about those students at Leroy. Well, I will say, seeing what those students at Leroy are going through with those Tourette's-like symptoms, you gotta wonder what's happening. But you know, coaches can't be insensitive. You know, they gotta lead by example. And I gotta lead by example, because the thing is, I like imitating what Richie Cunningham did in that episode of Happy Days, imitating a gangster. You see that, and people are gonna cry foul. But let's hope they find out what's going on about these Leroy students, and shame on this coach. And third and lastly, the height of fashion for today's high school girls, young women, and women in general. Those Ugg boots. I know they're supposedly the height of fashion, and I know that everybody says they're warm and comfy. But you know, there's one thing I have to say about those boots. They're ugly. And I wonder if my niece wants a pair for them. Oh, joy. I'm Ken Haas, and that's my report this week. Until next week. Good luck to the Orange against Rutgers, and good luck to the lacrosse team as they begin their season against Albany on Sunday.